Hi team, it's Cam here, and it is a completely different vibe. I'm taking Facebook to another level, as you can see. So, love the fact that you're here. And if you're liking this vibe, let me know. If you're not liking the vibe, let me know as well. But of course, we're on a serious subject, and that is, of course, property. But you know what? We have so much fun doing this. So, hope you're enjoying this as well. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook, that's great, it's live. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you know that we do this on a weekly basis. And I have questions like I normally have. If you're joining me for the first time, I'm going to answer your specific questions. And please feel free to comment below. Even if you let me know, even if you want to let me know about the new vibe you're finding. It's probably not going to be a regular vibe. I've just kind of discovered this on Facebook. And I'm going to answer property questions for you, and feel free to ask yours. So these questions are, of course, from our Premier Property Inner Circle members, so in our community. And, feel free. Hope many of these resonate with you. And you can always subscribe. So you can subscribe to this channel. You can also just click on that bell icon just to make sure that you get the latest notifications. So let's jump in. Question from Anna. So we've got a very technical question here. And it says, in case of a house extension or a split into flats where you need to extend the existing plumbing, electrical wiring and heating, who makes the plans for this? And architects or the respective specialist, gas spec, electrician, plumber, and what is the approximate cost of any such work? Okay, so we've got a number of questions within a question, and I like your style. So, Anna is, if I understand it correctly, Anna's extending her house. She's extending on a single-story extension, let's say, and you are going to require plumbing, electrics, all the rest of that, the first fixes, second fixes, and so on. So, to answer your question, Anna, it really depends on the level of project. So, if it's a development, larger project, we have different variables. For a good quality, a nice entry-level project like you've got, which is brilliant, then really it becomes really, really very easy. And the way we do this on these types of projects is literally you have your contractor, your general builder, and really we get the general builder in effect to become the project manager for that as well on this type of project. So what that means is they will actually bring the trades in themselves. So a good contractor, they bring in the trades, they bring in the plumbers, they bring in the electricians, they bring in the bricklayers, they bring in the people that are going to be plastering and cement, all of that. So they bring all the trades in. They will be the main lead for you, the main source of contact for you, and they will be responsible for getting the job done. And they will call upon on those different people, and coming together, they will plan that out. Now, in terms of the planning, what you will have, if it's an extension that you're doing, it's probably been within permitted development. I'm taking a calculated guesstimate there. So if it's within permitted development, you don't really need to get the planners involved. However, there needs to be some building regulations, drawings, to show what you're actually doing. So that the architect can do for you. And then from that, in terms of electrics and plumbing and so on, it doesn't need to be shown really on that building regulations drawing. Building regulations are literally what they're really about, just to be clear, is how you're building what you're building. How are you building that single-story extension? What, are you doing the right things? Are you doing it the right way? That is what really building control wants to know, from a developer, investor's perspective. So, if you can show them that, then that is fine. And your contractor will then decide the plan. So for you, it's pretty easy. You don't really need any detailed drawings and so on. What does help is before they start, is to just have a good conversation with them, just to plan out where you want. Because the big mistakes that people make is, what they'll do is they will, put the light fittings in certain areas. They'll put the sockets in certain areas. And the builder's done half the job, they're 3/4 of the way through it, and then the owner of the property, the investor, will come along and say, oh, you know what, they've changed their mind. They would like the socket to be here, and so on. So I would suggest that you plan this out properly right at the beginning. And to plan this out means you simply have a conversation with your lead contractor, as I've explained, and you just literally with a pencil walk around, and they'll just draw on the walls. The sockets will be around here. This is the position of the lighting. Any extras, doorways, etc. Where you like the doorways. So you can literally just have a plan with a pencil, and literally some masking tape comes in very handy, just to basically put on the floor and actually measure around all the pieces of where everything is going. So just measuring it with the tape. So you can just get a sort of visual effect of what you're actually going to be building. That saves a lot of time, and then the contractor, just leave them to the rest, and they will bring everything together. So that's really what you need to do for the type of project that you're doing. So just reiterating, different types of projects, and this is, we're talking about a single story extension. Development would be different, but for what you're doing, that's absolutely exactly what you need. So I hope I've explained that correctly. Hope that helps you there, Anna. Next up, we have James. So James is asking, his mortgage term is single let only. Can I get the lenders to change it to a HMO? That is James' question. Now, very important question actually, because there's many people that want to change the strategy, and they're actually changing the strategy in their property, but not letting the mortgage lender know. If anything happens to that property, fire damage or something like that, unfortunate, then they're really going to be in trouble really, because they're not actually adhering to the mortgage terms. So very important that you get you get the terms right, and it is a good question to ask, James. So we're going to answer James' question now. There's a couple of ways that you can do this, and pretty easy ways. So if you're watching this right now and you're enjoying the vibe, you know that you can subscribe, and you can click on that bell icon just to give you a quick reminder, and continue to join us. I won't always be wearing these sunglasses and this hat that I'm getting from Facebook. Let me know what you think about the vibe. Someone says, Blues Brothers look. To be fair, I'm quite liking it. That's quite scary, isn't it? Right, bringing it back to property and answering your questions. So James, first of all, have a look at your product. Have a look at your current product, because it might be, there are lenders, of course I'm not giving you financial advice, I'm just sharing with you what we're doing. What we find is sometimes there are lenders that we've got where within there you are allowed to actually multi-let. So it might be a buy-to-let product, however you are allowed to multi-let within that. One product that comes to mind that we've got is a product from TSB, which allow you to multi-let. Other products might not, but the mortgage, just that one that comes to mind, when we took it on, that allows you to do that. So have a look to see if it can be done. I'm actually going to share with you 3 ways. So that is really the easiest option. So if you got that in there, job done, you can then convert it to HMO, because in effect that is what it is, right? Multi-let. You need the right type of tenancy agreement though, just keep that in mind, but it is a multi-let. So that's the easiest. The next level is you could ask that lender to actually do a product switch, or ask them to confirm by letter that they are happy to do that. Now, the chance of that happening is about 10% yes, 90% no, but you know what? At Premier Property, one of the things that we always say is you got to ask. If you don't ask, you never know. So if you ask them, the chances are they might even say yes. Yeah, no harm in asking. Right now where we are in the economy, the lenders are quite a little bit slower, so the response might be slower. However, that's okay. Feel free to just ask. That's a second way of doing that. You might get lucky on that just because you asked. The third way is to actually do a switch of your product. So if it is a HMO that you're converting it into, then how about thinking about a remortgage? So this is what we do. To be fair, I say this is what we do. We normally have the plan right at the front of what we're going to be doing. If we switch it to that, when it comes to the term of, for example, if we've got a fixed rate and we've got a plan that we want to turn into a single let into a HMO, we will do that at the point of the refinance. whatever that point is. So at the end of the fixed return, at the end of the fixed term even, at the end of any early redemption charges, you know, and if you've got variable, we might just switch it. So we've done that on the odd occasion at Premier, where you've just literally switched it to another lender. So another lender, one of the ones, you know, I personally like right now, of course, no mortgage advice for you. This is literally what we are doing. We like Mortgage Works. Mortgage Works right now we're working with, and they have good products for HMOs, we find. So whatever, you know, the lender is that's right for you, you can switch that product onto them, onto that lender, and you've got your HMO ability to actually change that into a HMO, and the lender will be fine with that, because no one can stop you from doing what you want to be doing, really, and just pick the right lender where the criteria fits. So I hope that answers your question, James. We have Diane joining us with a smiley face there, looking like a, you know, is adding to the cool vibe there. So Diane's with us, Marlo's here. So Diane, Marlo. And team, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I will check on another phone because I can't always see them on the screen here. I'll check them on another tablet. And feel free to ask that. I can add them in. So James, hope that answers the question. Now we're going to go on to the third question of the day. And this is by Vinu. Vinu with his team. We call Vinu and his team the Three Musketeers, as there's three of them. And they're like proper on it. You know, they've done a number of projects since they've been with us at Premier Property. And they are heading into development. So Vinu's question is all about land and planning. Out of curiosity, who's actually interested in land and planning? If you're interested in land or planning, fabulous, very exciting time for you right now. I'd love to hear your comments below. If you are watching this video and you're interested in land and planning, just comment below. Maybe you want to share some of your experience or what you're looking for, what you're thinking about doing. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so team, if you're here and you're watching this, feel free to show some love. I'd love to see your smiley face, high five, thumbs up, whatever it is you feel is right for you, if you're getting value here right now. Okay, let's carry on with Vinu's question. Vinu is asking, we've seen land with planning permission to build, but when we are downloading the docs from the council planning site, we can only see outline of the land, but no dimensions of the house approved in the planning permission. Of course, you can tell I'm reading this off the cuff. I haven't really looked at his questions before this, so we're just doing it on the flow as we carry on. So, right. So we said that. Also, Vinu is saying also spoke to an architect who supplied the designs, and they mentioned they were only involved in the outline planning. So my query is, Vinu is saying, for planning permission, shouldn't they have detailed planning along with dimensions and built-up area? So Vinu, it sounds like, from what I'm hearing from what you're saying, is that that planning permission isn't a full planning permission. It is an outline planning permission. So what is outline planning permission? So let me explain. Just want to say hi to Khan. So, hey Khan, good to see you here. We got Ellen here joining us as well, all live and recorded on YouTube, by the way. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that's good. And yeah, coming back to the question. Well, it sounds like it's outline planning from what you're telling me here. What is outline planning? So outline planning is a situation where really the way we look at it as developers is that the council have said, sounds like you could do this. It sounds like that we will give you the planning. You're kind of fitting the criteria, but at the moment, it's just fitting the overall criteria. So you've got a little bit more detail to actually get to the planners, to actually get the full planning permission. So it's what we call a calibration between 1 and 10, where 1 is no chance and 10 is guaranteed planning permission. This we would class as an 8. A 8 is a calculated, established estimate that, you know what, it sounds extremely positive. the planners have said, we're not going to say no, provided, you do X, Y, and Z, then we should give you the planning permission. So that's kind of where that is. So you got a positive from the planners. Architects done some basic, I say basic, but they've done some rigorous checks to make sure that the planning can be approved. So there might be some tests to do, such as soil tests, transport tests, and so on. That kind of thing. So there's a bit more to do, but overall, it's like you're getting really warm to what you want. Hope that explains it. That's kind of how I'm explaining it. It's a kind of a feeling, It's not it's not like just lukewarm. It's like getting very warm towards hot. Hot being you got the planning. So you should, in terms of your values, my suggestion for you there is that is not full value. I wouldn't pay the full amount as if there is full planning permission. Think of it as a pre-application that has been done. So you can tailor your offer accordingly. So the amount of money you want to pay should be less than full planning. Hope this helps. So that's one to be aware of and to be watch out for, to be fair, because people out there, unfortunately, sometimes they don't realize it's just outline planning. They read the word planning and think they've got full planning, and they might overpay on a project when there's actually a bargain to be had. There's a negotiation to be done. So at Premier Property, we love that. It's so exciting, getting things over the line. Great type of project though. So really cool. Just gonna ask if there's any other questions. Just gonna check here if I can see any other questions. Any other questions coming up? I think we're all good for today. So I hope you enjoy this. I aim to do this on a weekly basis. Probably not with these Facebook sunglasses. And it's so cool what you can do with technology these days. And probably not with the hat. So I'm back to my normal self this time next week. Hope you have a wonderful week. It's Kam Dovedi at Premier Property, helping you to take your property investing and developing to the next level. See you soon.